Thank you so much for all of the love and support that I've received from you. I do believe that as a community, we can take a step forward and make change, and I do believe that we can use social media to do so. So, in the last 2 days, I've received many questions, and I will try my best to answer them to the best of my abilities. So, the most frequently asked questions are 1. Can a person be arrested without a warrant? There are circumstances in which a person can be arrested without a warrant. These circumstances are enumerated in section 41 of the Criminal Procedure Code that are 1. A person can be arrested due to a reasonable suspicion or a reasonable complaint. 2. If he or she is in possession of stolen goods. 3. If this person commits an act that obstructs a police officer from doing his duty. 4. If he or she is a released convict. 5. If he or she tries to flee from custody. And 6. If this person is a deserter from the army or from the union. The next question that I've repeatedly been getting is, what are your rights after you have been arrested? I will put forward 6 points which will cover this. 1. Article 21, which is your right to life, is inclusive of a right to a fair trial. 2. The grounds of arrest must be communicated at the time of arrest. 3. There are 2 kinds of offences, bailable and non-bailable offences. So, the police officer has a duty to inform you of your entitlement of bail. In many bailable offences, it is a trend and a practice in India that you can file this bail petition in the police station itself. And in the case it is not accepted for other non-bailable offences and offences in which this bail petition is not accepted at the station, it must be filed in front of the trial court. The next one is the right to a legal counsel. In the case you cannot afford a legal counsel, the state has a duty to appoint a legal practitioner at their own cost. 5. The person that is being arrested, they can appoint a nominee or a friend or a relative that must be informed as to why he or she is being arrested and the place where he or she is being held. 6 is that the magistrate must inform the person of the right to be medically informed, to be medically examined. So this is given in section 54 of the Criminal Procedure Code. The next question that I will be answering is, how long will this investigation or trial take? So it is a well settled principle in law that an investigation must be completed within 6 months' time. It is important to note that in the present case, the Tamil Nadu government has transferred the investigation to the Central Bureau of Investigation. Normally, after the investigation is conducted and the charges are framed and the charge sheet is formed, the trial takes place, and once they are convicted of the crimes, they are punished accordingly. The next question I've been asked is, what are the issues that maximize this police brutality behavior and what regulation or policy I would suggest? It is my opinion that if Tamil Nadu follows its reservation policy for police hiring, that is reservation policies for women and for the transgender community, and if you up the number of women in charge and also have recruits from the transgender community and place them in a place away from their caste affiliation, it will reduce police brutality. The second point that I would like to make is that sometimes we don't have the right connections or the standing to make policy change. But non-governmental organizations have a better standing. So we can always reach out to them with our ideas and use their standing and their power and their voice to help us make this policy change. People movements are very popular in Tamil Nadu and it has always worked. For example, the Jallikattu movement was because of students and protesters and the people of the state protesting against it. So a collective movement like this, where we raise our voice against something, will definitely bring about policy change. 4. I believe that it is very important that no policy change can be made with inadequate data. So the data with respect to prison or the police data must be made a little more transparent and must be updated in a timely basis. So I do believe that these are a few policy changes that are important and required to reduce police brutality. And the last question that I will be answering is with respect to the Police Complaint Authority. In my video, I mentioned that in 2006, the Supreme Court recommended that every state establish a police complaint authority. It is important to note that in Tamil Nadu, this authority was already established in November 2019, but that is still 13 years after this recommendation was made. So this is why I urge that we use our voices and demand for this establishment to be made. And I also believe that the problem with this establishment in Tamil Nadu is that the chairperson might be the Secretary of the Home Department, but the other members are the Director General of Police and the Additional Director General of Police. So it is possible that there is a bias when the people taking the complaints are police inspectors themselves. But it is good news that in the Madras High Court there is an ongoing case since December 2019 which has been put on hold due to the pandemic, which demands that the head of this police complaint authority must be a retired High Court judge. This is also the system that is followed in the police complaint authority in Pondicherry, and it has been working fantastically. I do believe that if we appoint an ex-High Court judge or a retired High Court judge, it will reduce this possibility of bias. In the district police complaint authorities, a retired district judge is normally appointed. I do believe that these are important steps that need to be taken for us to make a difference, and I do believe that this would reduce the bias in the system. I would really urge you to ask me any other questions that you have, and I hope that this video was helpful. I will be putting out all the sources that you can look into and all the sections that enumerate these rights, so it will be easy for you, and I will put it in a single link. Thank you so much for watching, and I do hope that we keep fighting the good fight. Thank you.